Hi, I'm Jolie O'Dell for Startup Lucky, and this is Chris Saad. And Chris has advised a whole bunch of startups in his time, and he's been schooling me incessantly on what I don't know about startups. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the startups you've worked with in the past?
So I think the number one lesson that I end up teaching startups is a mistake that I always make, which is to really build something that's too abstract or too generic.
You mean like a tool or a program or a product?
Yeah.
That's too abstract? Like, well, give me an example.
So I was talking to a guy at the start of Web 2.0, and he was pitching his thing. He's from Europe, and he's like, "This is so awesome because basically you can do anything." And as soon as I heard him say that, I was like, "Oh!"
It can do anything. Like it can make my breakfast, or it can make a phone call.
Exactly, and it was this scheduling app, and it was pretty neat, but he hadn't picked a vertical that had the particular problems that this scheduling app solved.
So abstraction in developing and pitching the product itself.
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
That's a mistake.
That's
You've got to
one.
pick a vertical, and a vertical that has the particular pain points your particular product solves most elegantly.
Now here's another question for you. Of the startups you've worked with, have you ever looked at a company's model or product and go, "Oh my God, that is so cool, that is so great, I wish others would do that thing"?
So a particular business model or a particular...
We would call it a best practice, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
A best practice.
Yeah.
I think Twitter is probably... I guess that's an really obvious call, but
Okay.
they're
Well, they get criticized a lot for their business model or lack thereof.
sure,
But
yeah, but I like their focus. They're very focused at what they do, which is moving 140 characters from one place to another.
to the exclusion of any development of apps.
Exactly.
around that.
But the result has been a very, very healthy ecosystem of thousands of applications,
Right.
and the result has also been that they've become an indispensable piece of architecture or infrastructure. Actually, it's probably a better word, of the web. That's not, it's not going away anytime soon.
No, it's not.
So if Twitter has narrowed its focus to the point where it's a platform, but it's also this thing that you can't confuse what it does.
Right.
It's clear what it does and where the edges are, where the boundaries are, which means as a developer you can bet on it. As media, you can talk about it very simply. As a business, there's only a few angles you can look at it. It's just very, very, very clever.
Okay, so specificity so far has been a theme that you admire. Specificity and simplicity. Okay. Well, for the startups that we're beginning to see in 2009, are there any of them that particularly impress you, or any themes you see among them that are intriguing to you?
When I first heard about a company called Aardvark,
Oh, Aardvark, yeah.
I was actually, when I first heard just a glimpse of what it did, I was unimpressed. But upon thinking about it more, I think someone who is a Twitter user that doesn't have a lot of followers, but still needs an answer. Still needs to crowdsource an answer, or I think it's a really interesting way of matching domain experts to lines of inquiry.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for chatting, Chris.
No worries, thank
It's
you
been
for
a
having me.
pleasure. Bye.